Let me share my screen as well. So Gaurav, can you just confirm the slide also?
I can see.
Yeah, great. So thank you, team. Happy Monday, everyone. Once again, welcome to Networking's Microsoft Azure Administrator Training Program. Myself, Robin. Along with me, I have Gaurav also has been joined on this call. So I'll be delivering the training, and in case if you have any help is being needed from the facility side or the networking side, you can able to reach out to Gaurav also. Now, this is going to be the first session. Last week we had a discussion about how the session has been planned, how the session has been planning to deliver next couple of hours or next couple of days. We already had a detailed discussion. Now, we will be starting this session from a scratch. We'll be trying to understand from how cloud computing has been defined. All of us may be hearing about a term called cloud computing. You may be heard about different vendors are available in the market and they may be providing a cloud solutions, or you may be heard about different cloud certification also. So on the first phase of this training program, we'll be starting from a module called where should we learn cloud computing? What is the reason behind that? Now, everywhere you're seeing like people are moving on into the cloud computing. So we will try to understand what is the benefit as an individual or as an employee I'm going to get it if I'm completing this course. Now, once you decide like I want to move on into a cloud computing, always we have a question. Where should I begin? Should I start with Microsoft Azure, or do I need to go with AWS? Or you may be thinking like my friend has been doing a GCP, or they may be doing some certification on Alibaba. So we'll have a detailed discussion. Where should I begin my certifications? In case if I want to start it with Microsoft Azure, which is the right roadmap for me? Because you may be already seen on in a Google or in a while searching on in a Microsoft learn.microsoft.com or certification portal, you may be seeing like there are different certification Microsoft is been offering. You may be heard like AZ 500, 104, or a 700, or you may be seen SC series or a DevOps series here. So always people have a doubt, where should I begin? Should I start with the AZ 900, or once I done this course, which direction I need to go? Or right now I may be working as a Linux administrator, or I may be working as a project manager, or I may be working as a program manager. So which certification is being relevant for me? So this is the first module we are planning to cover it during this today's and tomorrow's session. Then we'll be moving on into the technical side. Why we are covering this one? Because we want to be very clear which direction we are marching and which direction we are going. Otherwise, I have seen like when we start delivering this session, people always have a question mark. Hey, what exactly I'm doing? What exactly I'm doing? What exactly I'm learning here? So that's the reason we decided to mentor you. We decided to give a right direction for your career. Now, about me, a few people I have already seen on the last session. Let me introduce myself once again here. I'll be the uh, trainer for this module. So daily you will be interacting with me, and we have been enabled mic chat window, and end of this session you will be added to a WhatsApp group also, where myself and Gaurav has been available. So we are always available round the clock in case if you need any help or a support, you can reach out to us, either it on in a technical side, or in case if you need on in the facility side. Even if you're facing any other technical related issue, it can be on Microsoft or any IT infra one, you can post it on that one. Even you can use that group also for a professional connector. So right now you can see We have a large audiences in this batch. In case if you have any job opening has been coming, you can share with your friends here. So let's connect each other, let's support each other, so that's be helpful for everyone who's been joined here. That's the overall intro about this program or this group here. About me, my name is Robin. I'll be the trainer for this one. My experience is more on into the Microsoft or a multi-cloud areas here. Now I'll go for round the table also. So a few people has been joined on the last day session, but we didn't had any intro or a discussion here. Why I'm doing this intro here, because I just need to understand from which background you are coming. So that will help us networkings to prepare the case studies or the examples while delivering the module here. We'll go around the table. You can have introduce yourself and from which background you're coming. Either you're coming from a Linux background or a Windows background or HR background or a finance background. You can share that one and your experience on cloud also. In case if you're fresher or you're new to this technology, even you can share that also. So that will help us to understand in which mode we need to drive this vehicle, right? Do I need to start in first gear or a second gear? So that input I'll get from your intro here. So let me start with Amit here. So let me go in alphabet order. Hey, Amit Pawar. So happy Monday.
Hello, sir.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah.
My name is Amit Power, and I am from Sangamner. I am currently working as IT support engineer at Tata Communications Limited, and
Okay. So
I
you're
have
based
1 year
you
plus
based
experience.
you based out of which location?
Pune,
Pune. You're okay. Good. And your core area has been on which vertical?
electrical,
You're from an electrical background. Okay, good.
electrical.
Okay, so you told you got a 1 year experience. So what exactly you're doing here right now? So in the current company,
As
working as
IT support engineer.
IT support engineer. That's
Mm,
been
uh,
great. Okay, and so you started handling Windows, started familiar with servers or a rack. All this has been familiar, or it's been just started.
I'm familiar with switches, routers.
Okay, you heard about at least the terms,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, Mita, for a nice intro. Let's move to Dibak. Hi,
Hello.
Dibak.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Deepak Kumar Matho, and I am from Kolkata. I am
Okay.
working as a network support engineer, L1, and I am having 1 year of experience in desktop support. Recently, I moved to network means L1 support engineer.
Okay, you're working on in a network background, so you
Yes,
may be familiar with the concept of routing, router, then understand about routing protocols. At least heard about these terms, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I am means new to means cloud computing.
Okay, you're new to cloud computing. No problem. Like we'll be starting from a scratch yet, so nothing to worry here. Thank you, Deepak.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go to Ravi Singh. Ravi, your voice is not clear, so if you can recheck your mic, that'd be good. Uh,
Hello.
it's better. I can say it's better.
Actually, right now I am traveling. That's why the
No,
voice
no,
is
no
clear.
problem. Then no problem, Ravi. Like uh, try safely. Possible. Like we'll connect in the next session. We can have an intro in the next session. Let's go to Soumya.
Okay.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Soumya.
Uh, Myself, Soumyaranjan Jaina. I am from Delhi. Basically, I am from Odisha, and I have 2 years of experience in desktop support engineer, and I had done BTech in electrical electronics engineering,
Okay.
and I am currently working with a MNC like Division India Private Limited, Gurgaon,
Okay. You based out of
as
Gurgaon.
a desktop support engineer.
Okay. Good. Thank you, Soumya. Let's move to Ujjwal.
Hi, sir. Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
This is Ujjwal Kumar. I have bachelor degree in computer application, and I have 5 years of experience in global end user computing. Currently, I am working as a senior IT help desk specialist and taking care of global IT support for my company.
Okay, good. Your core area?
Windows administration.
Okay, you are into the Windows
Yeah,
administration part.
yeah. Currently, we are moving our infrastructure from on-premise to cloud. So mostly we are using Azure. So I would like to take this training for enhance my knowledge in cloud computing.
Super. So thank you. So I think we have a people from different background here. So thank you for joining this session. Appreciate your effort also, because you are putting a personal effort to understand this technology. You would decided like you want to move your career into a cloud platform. So appreciate uh, that efforts. Now every day we'll have a sessions on the same time. We'll have a 1 hour session. So we'll ensure that regularly we have a session is been happening. Now rest of the facility part and other things already we had a discussion on the last day demo session here. So let me start with a technical side here. We'll try to understand about how cloud computing has been planned here, and we'll try to understand about what is the use of or how the cloud computing has been defined here. Now let me start with a simple term. It's called CSP. Now in your home you may be using a internet connection, right? You may be having an internet connection. It can be from a Airtel, or it can be from a Geo, or you may be having uh, other service provider who has been providing internet connection to your home, right? Normally we used to call it as ISP, right? It's
Yes.
called internet service provider, right? Any vendor who has been capable to provide internet connection, that normally it's been knowing as internet service provider. So the person or the vendor who has been capable to provide the internet service to us, that's normally known as internet service provider here. Give me a second. I'm just let me take the whiteboard here. Give me a second. So similar way, you may be already aware that we have a ISP has been available who has been capable to provide internet service to us. Now, similar way, when you take internet service solutions here, you have a solution has been available. It's basically known as ISP has been basically known as the vendor who has been capable to provide solutions on in the internet side. Similar way, you have a another concept has been available that's called CSP. That's basically known as cloud service provider. So CSP is the word normally we are using like any vendor who has been capable to provide cloud solution to us, that basically known as cloud service provider. So the first note you can write, what do you mean by CSP? So what is your understanding here?
Cloud
Any
solution
vendor,
provider.
yeah, any vendor who has been capable to provide a cloud solution to us, that's basically known as cloud service provider here. Can you comment or can you tell me, or have you heard about any CSP in the market? When you go for purchasing a car, you have a Grand Vitara is there, you have a different Maruti is there, you have a Nexa is there, you have a Jeep is there. There are different vendors are available, right? Similar way here also, when you go for purchasing a cloud solution, you may be able to see there are many vendors has been available in the market, right? Can you tell
Yes.
me one or two names?
AWS,
Yes, you may be heard
Microsoft
about
Azure,
yes. AWS is the one
Google
word.
Cloud,
Yes, Google Cloud is the one word. AWS is the product from which company, Ujjwal?
Amazon.
It's from the Amazon here. Soumya, have you heard any other terms? Ujjwal is saying like he heard about AWS.
Sir,
Have you heard?
I know about Google Cloud.
You heard about Google Cloud. Great. So Google is having a Google product is called GCP, right? The cloud solution available from a Google that basically known as GCP. Great. Devi, what is your opinion? Have you heard anything on in Devi has been driving, so I don't want to disturb him today, so let him drive safely. Deepak, what is your opinion here?
Sir, Azure.
You heard about Azure, right? Yes, we are learning Azure, so I heard about Azure. That's it. So, so Azure is a product from which company?
Microsoft.
It's from Microsoft. Great. So you have heard about a product called Microsoft has having a cloud product called Azure. Okay. Amit, have you heard any other solutions? We have IBM has been available, IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud, Alibaba Cloud. You maybe heard about Salesforce also, right? So technically, what I'm trying to say here is there are many players is available in the market who has been capable to provide this cloud solution to us. It can be AWS, it can be Microsoft Azure, or it can be Google, or it can be IBM Cloud, or it can be Oracle Cloud, or it can be Alibaba Cloud. You have a Salesforce. There are many players has been available in the market who has been able to provide the cloud solution here. Now, let me post a lecture note also on the chat here, so you can able to write a heading. It's called CSP. So what is CSP here? CSP is nothing, the vendor or the company who has been capable to provide the cloud solution to us. That's called CSP. Is this point is been clear? It's called CSP. So the vendor who has been capable to provide the cloud solution is basically known as CSP here. So let me paste a few CSP details also on the chat. I'll give you a separate note. Okay, don't worry. Once you joined on the WhatsApp group, you will be getting a PDF and you will be getting a separate handout also. This is for the today's lecture note. So you can able to copy this into a one pad or a notepad. So that will help you for a reference here. So what I'm trying to say here is, so CSP is nothing. Any vendor who has been capable to provide the cloud solution to us, that's basically known as CSP here. So I hope this point has been clear to everyone here, right? Is there any questions so far? Are you comfortable? Any questions from anyone? Great. Yeah, super. So right now we have been discussing about two part here. One, it's been like we understood what is the importance of a CSP. CSP is nothing. Any vendor who has been capable to provide cloud solution to us, that basically known as CSP. Now, in a market, you can able to see like you have a Microsoft has been available. You have a vendor like uh, Amazon has been available. Amazon is the product. It's been like AWS is the product available, or you have a Google Cloud Form has been available, or you have a that's called the cloud product available from Google. It's called GCP, and it's not that this Microsoft or a Google or Amazon. These are the leading vendors available in the market. Now, it's not that only Microsoft or a Google or Amazon has been available. We have a lot of other vendors also available who can able to provide the solution like Alibaba, HP, or a VMware, or a Salesforce, or a Rackspace, or a Red Hat, or Oracle. There are many players are available. So all these vendors normally it's been known as CSP. So in a project code or in a technical code, you may be hearing about a term called CSP. I hope this has been clear to you now, right? It's like any vendor who has been capable to provide the cloud solution, that's called CSP. Is this point has been clear to everyone now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Great. Any questions?
No.
No.
Great. Super. Now, right now we understood any company who has been capable to provide this cloud solution is called a CSP. Now we are getting a question here. Right now, Robin is saying like we want to move to cloud computing. Almost maybe having a question here. What is the existing model currently it's been available in the market here? So I'm discussing about moving on into a cloud computing. This slides I'll discuss in the later point, right? So don't need to worry about here. Right now we are trying to understand about a concept called traditional IT deployment model here. Now, Devi Singh or Saumya, Ujjal, everyone has been talking about moving on into a cloud computing here. So Amit is getting a question. Then what is the existing model currently has been available in the market, right? Now everyone is talking about a cloud computing. You may be having n number of organization also available. They are not able to. They are not using the cloud computing also, right? So that's basically known as uh, basically known as it's basically known as traditional IT deployment models here. Means right now you may be already all the customer base. You may be already have a laptop or a desktop or a servers or a rack or a data room. Everything has been available, right? Already they may be having a solution has been available that you are going to migrate or that you are going to move into a cloud computing here. So if you take any organization, you may be able to see there are two type of IT deployment already is in place here. One, it's basically known as on-prem solution. Second one is basically known as co-location space here. Right now, you may be able to see if you take any organization, you can able to see there are two type of the IT deployment models are available here. One, it's basically known as on-premises solution, and the second one, it's basically known as co-location facility here. Now, if you heard about a term called on-premises solution, what is your understanding? In case if you have heard about a term called on-premises solution, what is your understanding? Or have you heard about a term called on-premises solution?
On-premise solution, I think we understand there is a local server management, like deploy a server in our own space.
Okay, so technically, like if you go to your office or in your college, you may be seeing like in a closed room, you may be able to see like there are a lot of servers or a rack or a network equipments is been placed, right? If you go your college or in a office, you may be seeing like there is a room is been available where organization is been uh, configured like there is an option like completely it's been handled with a closed infrastructure here, data room or data center, right? You may be seeing like a room like this, right? In your office, have you seen a room like this?
Yes.
Let me share the screen here. You may be able to see like in your office, you may be having a this kind of a closed room is been available here, right? Where the completely the infrastructure or a connectivity is being connected to a single centralized location, right? This basically known as data center, or in a few locations, it's or few occasion, this is been known as data room also, right? Like all your lab modules or a network connections, everything is been going to terminate it here, right? Everything is going to be completely stored or a controlled or a monitored from this location here. So this technically it's be called data. You maybe heard about a term called, it's called data room, or it's called data
Center.
center also, right? So what is data center or a data room? It's nothing, it's a centralized place where all your equipments is been hosted and all your equipments or infrastructure is been managed. That's called data center or a data room here. Now let's come back to this concept called on-premises one. So if you're seeing this name called on-premises, what is your meaning? What is the learning or what is the input you're getting from here? On-premises, right? What is the meaning you are getting here?
It means all the server are placed on the site where we
Okay, so basically, when you take a infrastructure here, you may be able to see like you have a infrastructure has been available. The complete IT infrastructure is been hosted inside your premises. Agree? This is something like your Uber or a Ola here, right? Now you may be using your Uber car or a Ola car. What is the difference you are seeing here, Ravi or a Deepak? So what is the difference you are seeing on in a uh, Ola car, Ujjwal? You may be in a Ola car or Uber. So if you are using this facility, what is the difference you are seeing?
I think price
One is
means,
like a price.
yeah, because I have used both, but I see means some differences on means price.
One is a price here. Other than that,
Service.
Service.
service. And the second one, it's been like one is been owned by you, right? One car is been owned by you. Uber is been like it's been not owned by me also, right?
Yes.
Agreed. Agreed to that point.
No, can you repeat it again?
I am saying like two example here. Now, one you are using a Uber car. Second one you are using on car. What is the difference you are seeing here?
Oh. Difference is means if we are using own car, then it's my means personal,
It's your
personal,
personal, right? It's been personal, right?
and it's means publicly available Uber.
Okay. It's been available here. So what I'm trying to say here, it's like when you're using an on-premises IT infrastructure, complete infrastructure is been hosted inside your premises, inside your office, right? If you take your office, inside your office, your infrastructure is been hosted. That means in your college or in your office, you may be able to see there is a closed room is been available where your infrastructure is been hosted, right? That
Yes.
basically known as data center or a data room here. Now we are getting a question here. In case if the infrastructure has been hosted inside my place here, who will purchase that one? All the servers or a rack or a all the infrastructure here, who will be purchasing that?
The company who has means mm, stabilized that means data center means.
Yes. So basically, the organization or the client, they are purchasing the infrastructure, right?
Yes.
So it's basically the vendor who has been responsible for purchasing that one, right?
Yeah.
You agree with that point?
Yes, sir.
So basically, like the vendor is been responsible or the vendor has been purchasing that one. So basically, in a term or in a cloud, we are using a term called capex. Have you heard about a term called opex or a capex? So capex is nothing. The initial amount which you are using for the purchasing a asset or a hardware or asset or infrastructure, that basically known as capital expenditure. What is the word you are using here? It's called capital expenditure. So the amount which you are using for a long run or a long term, that basically known as capex cost here. Is this point has been clear? Now, who will be purchasing this one? The entire capex cost is owned by us. It's basically it's been owned by us here. You may be able to see like we have a resource has been available or the asset has been available that's been completely owned by us. That's basically known as infrastructure here. Is this point has been clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It's basically it's been completely owned by this organization here. I hope this point has been clear to everyone here, right? So the
Yes.
vendor is basically the capable to own the vendor who has been using this data center or a data room completely owned by the client itself. That the purchase of the hardware, purchase of the server, or a purchase of the rack, purchase of the storage, everything has been owned by the vendor here. Now we are getting a question here. Who will implement that one? In case I have purchased a server or a rack, whose responsibility of implementing that?
IT administration, your server administration.
It's basically the person or the vendor. It's the responsibility to manage that one, right? So implementation is also it's been responsibility of us. It's completely implemented, or the completely it's been managed by the organization. So you may be able to say like it's been completely managed by the organization itself. So you the it's responsibility of managing of the server, or it's been responsibility of the implementation of the server. It's been completely managed by the vendor itself. That's basically known as management here. So that's the way normally it's been hosted, or it's been like configured here. Now, any other questions here so far? So completely, if you're seeing an on-premises solution, it's been hosted inside your cloud solutions, or it's basically like it's been owned or it's been hosted by the organization itself here. Let me share a slide here. This will be give you some more insight about this. So right now we are discussing about, we have a two type of model normally you can able to see on in a cloud or in a organization here. One, it's basically known as on-premises solution. Second one, it's basically known as colocation one. These are the two model. Normally, you can able to see it on in a customer place here. One is called the on-premises one, or in a few books or a article, you may be able to see like this has been mentioned as a CPE. So technically, it's been basically known as CPE. That another word. Normally, you can able to see like it's a CPE. So you may be able to see another word called a CPE also. So that's a word. Normally, you can able to see it on in a organization here. So it's called CPE. So that is another word. Normally, you can able to see it on in a cloud here. It's called customer premises equipments here. So what I was been trying to discuss here, in case if you're seeing a on-premises solution, you will be able to see the data center or a data room like this. Now, if you take data room or a data center, uh, the complete equipments means that the storage or a server or a rack or equipments completely has been on inside your organization. Now, who will be purchasing this one? It's been completely owned by us here. Now, it's our responsibility to implement. It's our responsibility to manage also, right? Tomorrow, in case if you have to do any kind of technology refreshment, right? Tomorrow, the customer is saying like, no, hey, Hamid, we need to increase the memory here, or you need to increase the CPU here, or increase the hardware or a storage or a disk capacity. Who will be responsible for that? It's been not done by the Microsoft, or it's been not done by the Google or Amazon or any other vendor. It's a responsibility of Soumya, or it's a responsibility of Ujjal or a Deepak or a Amit here. Is this point has been clear?
Yes, sir.
So the completely it's been end to end, it's been managed by us here. Now we have a question also here. How do I configure a redundancy also, right? Customer has been always looking for redundancy, or you may be heard about a term called high availability, or you may be heard about a term called fault tolerance also, right? So you have an option of redundancy or a refreshment, or you have an option of redundancy also, right? Everything has to be responsibility of us. We need to ensure that if the server is goes down, immediately we need to have some solution who can able to provide the solution to us. Clear? This
Yes.
point has been clear. So we
Yes.
are capable, or we can able to provide a redundancy to us. So with the help of that, you can able to manage that solution here. That basically known as on-premises solution here. Is this point is clear?
Yes, sir.
Any question?
No,
Any
no.
questions from anyone?
No, no.
So that's the way normally the on-premises solution has been working here. So I hope this point has been clear to everyone here. Whatever slide right now we are using, I'll try to share you this slide also. Okay, nothing to worry about that. No need to take a screenshot. You will be getting a PPT of this one. So nothing to worry about that. Any questions so far? Are you comfortable? I just started from a very scratch here because we have a people it's new to this technology. Uh, our intention is to understand the concept here. So in case if you have any question, please try to ask it. Okay, don't hesitate to ask the question. You can ask the question in Hindi also. I don't have any issue. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I hope this has been clear to everyone here. Now, next one is basically known as data center TAs here. So this is basically a self-study topic for you. Let me give you a few self-study topic for you. Let me post it on that. Have you heard about a data center TAs term here?
No,
Have you heard about a term called data center TAs? No, you're not heard.
no, sir. No.
Yeah. So right now, at least what you understood, at least a data center or a data center data. You understood at least what is a data center here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So it's basically like you have a room where your data center has been available here, right? Now, in case if you're taking a data center uh, concept, you may be using like there are different equipments or a different physical security or a different equipments or a different solution has been hosted here, right? Now, based on the performance, right? You have a data center or a data room has been available. Based on the performance, there is an organization called Uptime Institute. There is a worldwide, there is an organization called Uptime Institute. They have given few ranking for your data center here. It's called Uptime Institute. It's called organization called Uptime Institute. Based on how your data center has been performing, how the redundancy has been configured on in a data center, how the security has been configured, how your availability or a fault tolerance has been configured, how the network connection has been configured, how much uptime it's been getting in a year, how the staffing has been configured, how typically the redundancy component is been handled. Based on that, there is a ranking is given for your each data center here. So you may be able to see or some of the books you may be heard about a term called data center tier 1, 2 or a 3 or a 4. There are different term you may be able to hear it here. Normally this has been not coming for your Azure exam here, but when you go for any client code or a customer code, customer may be using this kind of terms here. Customer may be saying like, hey, I need to move my data center from a tier 1 or a tier center to tier 4, or I'm using a tier 1 data center. So they may be using this kind of words on in a real-time scenario here. So spend some time, try to understand what is exactly a tier 1 or a tier 2 or a tier 3. Try to understand about how data center is been classified here. You may be able to see like a 1, 2, 3 here. So this is the first assignment for you. Try to try to understand the concept of data center tiers. What is a tier 1 or a tier 2 or a tier 3 or a tier 4? How redundancy is being configured. Let's do a self-study on that. These are the self-study topics. This is the one side you can able to refer it. Let me paste it on the chat. This is not for the this is not for the client or the cloud exam here. Why I'm giving this topic here. Normally, like when you go for any customer call or a client call, customer may be using this kind of terms here, or some of the scope books or some of the documents. You may able to see this kind of terms customer may be using here. I don't want you guys to get to panic here. So better you can do some self study on this. I'm just given one link on the chat. Let me give you one self study questions also. Give me a second. Let me type it here on the chat. Give me a second. So these are the few questions. Try to answer it yourself because that may be helpful you for your day-to-day operations here. And just pasting the question on the chat here. I hope you can able to copy this one. Let me paste it this one. In case if you're not able to find the answer, nothing to worry. I'll give you an answer for that. Okay. This is for, I want you guys to understand this one. I want you guys to spend some time on this one. So that will help you to understand the concept of how the data center TS has been classified or it's been configured on in a real-time scenario. So spend some time on this. I hope you are able to copy this one, right? Ujjal or Amit, can just anyone confirm, please?
So the unable to copy in Notepad.
You are not able to copy that one. So don't worry. Like I'll upload all these questions on the WhatsApp group. So is that been
Okay.
fine?
Okay. Yes, sir. Fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now, what I'm trying to discuss here. Right now, we understood what is a on-premises solution. Right now, we understood what is a on-premises uh, customer solution is giving to us. Now we understood like what is a data center or a data room, and finally we have been landed a term called data center TAs here. So data centers TAs is nothing based on the ranking, based on the performance. This classification has been done here. Now moving on into another term, it's called collocation facility here. Some of the books you may be able to hear about a term called collocation facility. A collocation facility is nothing. For example, like Deepak want to expand my business into um, uh, like a South Africa or a Canada or some country where I don't have any data center or a solution has been available. I don't have a solution or I don't have a space has been available. So that kind of a situation, you can have a partnership with a few organization that like a digital reality trust or a global switch or a Cyrus One or a China Telecom or a Equinix or NTT. There are different organizations been available. They will be providing you a space for us. They'll be giving a space like this. Let me share you how the space is being provided here. Let me collocation data center. Let me share the screen here. When you go for a some customer places, for example, like I want to expand my business to some country where I don't have any data center has been available, I can reach out to some companies who can able to provide the solution to us. Right now on the screen, right now on the screen, you may be able to see like there is a floor you are getting. You may be able to see like you are getting a rack, right? You may be able to get a rack. You may be able to see a cupboard, or you may be able to see that basically known as racks, right? Rack is nothing. It's a like a cupboard or a alamara kind of thing where you can able to insert your servers. It can be a blade server or a rack server here. So this is completely provided by the vendor. You're getting my point? Team, you're with me? You got the concept?
Yes, sir.
What I'm trying to say here, in case Imran or anyone, if they want to expand a business to some countries, unfortunately, I don't have office here. Amit want to expand the e-commerce website to South Africa. Unfortunately, I don't have any office is been available there. Amit, what you will do that situation? You want to put server in your South Africa, but unfortunately, there is no office has been available. What you will do? So in that kind of a situation, you can reach out to a vendor who can able to uh, yes, one option Imran is saying like renting a server here. We don't want to rent a server because data also has been important, right, Imran? Welcome to the session. Imran, data is also has been important for us, right? We cannot, because right now the world has been fighting for getting information here, right? We cannot put our own data on in another someone's servers here, right? For example, like you, when you want to take a picture, you will not uh, prefer to keep your photos on other person's phone, right? Similar way here also, you cannot keep your data on other organization servers here, right? So you will rent a space where you will put your own servers. You got the point? That vendor, they will be providing you only the power or a cooling facility or a physical security. But the servers or a rack or a switch, everything is been owned by me. You got the point?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that kind of a facility normally has been knowing us. We don't know anything about ISAS now here. Similar kind. So we are trying to reach out to a point called ISAS here, Imran. We are trying to come to that point here. Right now we are discussing about how the traditional model currently has been placed here. I'm just trying to help our people here how IT has been currently working, because we have a people from a different background here. So we start or decided like start from a scratch here. So in a scratch or in a currently in the customer places, you have a resources been available that normally it's been configured or it's been available as a on-premises solution, or it's been configured as a solution like something called as colocation here. So this is the point right now we have been discussed. So this point is been clear to everyone now. Is that point is been clear to everyone? Yes. I'm taking as silence is when yes here. I'm just taking
Yes, sir.
the answer is yes, yes to from everyone here. So this top point has been a hop. It's been clear to everyone here. What is the on-premises one? We are clear. We understood like the concept of uh, how the collocation has been working here. Right now we are moving or heading to a concept called cloud computing here. So we are moving on into a place called cloud computing. So tomorrow we will be starting a point how cloud computing has been happening here. So when you're coming for tomorrow's session, I want all of us needs to do some brush up on server virtualization here. Have you heard about a term called server virtualization? So try to find out what is a type 1 hypervisor and try to find out what is a type 2 hypervisor also, right? So let's have a discussion tomorrow how your server 1 or a type 1 or a type 2 virtualization has been working on in a real-time scenario. Before moving on into the cloud computing, let me explain about a two term which we have been discussed today here. One, it's called capex cost. You maybe heard about another term called opex also, right? What is the meaning of capex here? Capex is nothing, the amount of the money which you are spending for a long term or infrastructure inside your office, right? That basically known as capital expenditure, right? You may be able to see like there are different capital expenditure cost is been coming, right? For example, like the amount of the money which you are normally putting for your um, server cost or a storage or a network or a backup or a organization redundancy or a data center, all it's been basically it's been considered as a capex cost. There are some situation you may be spending some amount for your operational expense also, right? We want to ensure that your data center has been live or it's been online, right? That basically known as opex cost, the amount which you are spending for your operational expense in a real-time scenario, that basically known as opex cost here. It can be salary of an employee, or it can be license cost, or it can be electricity bill, or it can be any software product key bill, or any uh, operation related expense normally has been considered as a opex cost here. So when you discuss about cloud computing. Cloud computing has been coming under a category of operational expense. So that's the one category you can able to see it. So the amount which you are spending on in a operational side, that's basically known as OPEX cost here. So it's like the amount which you are spending for your long-term investment, that basically it's been knowing as capex cost. So we'll try to understand when it is coming on in a cloud scenario, how the cloud computing has been coming under the category of a OPEX cost here. Is that point has been clear? So what I'm trying to say here, when you start discussing about a cloud computing, very occasionally you will be hearing about a term called capex cost and opex cost also. Apparently, I was just making a note also for you. I thought like this information will be helpful for you. I just typing that one. So possible like today, this will be a reference for you. Tomorrow you'll be getting a handout and other documents on the WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group has been created and you will be added to that one. Okay. So for today's learning, I will just type a few lines here. So this may be able to help you for you understand this one. So capex is nothing, the amount which you are spending for your long term. That's basically known as capital expenditure here. Is this point has been clear to everyone? Do I need to give you more example related to that? I'm taking this answer is yes here. And any questions so far, whatever we are discussed here? I'm just taking the silence is yes here. So let's connect tomorrow 9 o'clock. And tomorrow's the topic is going to be cloud computing. And tomorrow we are going to see how do we create account in a cloud computing here, how to do a lab, how to create an account. We'll try to see how we can able to connect to the Azure cloud here. So that's going to be the discussion for tomorrow's session. Now another 5 minutes, it's been not sufficient to complete that module here. So let's have a continuous session tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Any questions so far from anyone?
Sir, one question, sir. Regarding the video, sir, is this will be available on the portal?
Yes, the video will be uploaded on the portal. You will be added to the WhatsApp group. Whatever slides we are using here, you will be getting a slide. I'll be providing a handout and a lab module also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Kind. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Imran. You connected from where? Because we
Sir, I
got
connect.
in.
I'm sorry, sir. I had some problem with my clock, so I joined
No,
later. I'm
no,
sorry
you
about
connected.
that.
Yeah, which zone you have been connected? Like,
Sir, I'm from BST, British Summer Time,
okay, you
UK.
connected from the UK. Okay, great.
Ji, ji,
Yeah,
sir.
no problem. So thank you,
Thank you.
Imran. Happy to connect and
Thank you, sir.
yeah,
Thank you. Sorry
yeah.
about the delay. मेरी
That's
घड़ी
okay.
से
Yeah.
कुछ मसला हो गया था तो वो मुझे ये लगा कि 5:30 बजे क्लास स्टार्ट होगी लेकिन वो आप
No
जी
problem. It's the first dinner, right? So let's the
जी
first day let's relax, and it's been long weekend also here. So especially most of the guys has been connected in India. So
जी सर
appreciate everyone's time and appreciate your enthusiasm to join this session and start learning the cloud computing also. Let's connect tomorrow evening 9 p.m. IST and set your alarm and join the session. Thank you.
थैंक यू सर थैंक
Yeah,
यू
have a productive week. Let's connect tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.
बाय
Thank you all.
sir.
Bye. Bye.